Okay. Our next topic is the Asclepidaceae family for its ethnomedicinal importance. As you know, we are discussing the each and every family which is given in the UPSC mains examination for its ethnomedicinal importance. And this time we will focus on the Asclepidaceae family. Now, consider this is your syllabus. We are dealing with the paper number 1 and the chapter number 4, that is plant resource development, and we are here at the importance of ethnobotany in the Indian context. Okay, so why we are doing this particular series is because of this question which was asked in the UPSC mains of 2020. Okay, in which they are asking you about the ethnomedicinal uses of the two families, namely Solanaceae and the Apiaceae. And each time you have to give the three examples from each family which shows the ethnomedicinal importance. And that is why whatever the plant families which are given in the UPSC main syllabus of a botany optional, we have to cover all of these plant families for this particular ethnomedicinal uses. So this time we are considering the Asclepidaceae family, and in the Asclepidaceae family we are going to consider the three plants. So the very first plant is the Calotropis gigantea, and which part we are going to use it for the ethnomedicinal uses, the root part. Okay, now this particular root of Asclepidaceae family member, that is the Calotropis gigantea, the decoction of this particular root, okay, first what they create decoction of this root, the decoction of this root, plus they added here the paste of a Piper longum. Okay, the paste is created of a Piper longum plant, and this paste is mixed with that of the decoction of the root which is created out of the Calotropis gigantea. Okay, now whatever the mixture which was created here, this particular mixture, or you can say this particular paste which is created due to the mixture of the two plants, that is Calotropis gigantea and the Piper longum, this particular paste is given to the women's. Okay, and these were generally given to the women's for continuous 10 days, well, through the empty stomachs. Okay, the stomach should be empty, and in case of empty stomach, this particular paste is given continuously for the 10 days, and this is very useful in curing the leukorrhea. Okay, it's a medical condition which is there in the women's. Okay, leukorrhea, this particular condition is treated with this particular paste which is created out of the Calotropis gigantea and the Piper nigrum. Okay, this particular kind of the leukorrhea is related with the infection in the vagina. Okay, whatever the infection is there in the vaginal area, this infection is called as the leukorrhea. Now this particular leukorrhea is well treated with by using these particular two plants, that is Calotropis gigantea and the Piper longum, and this use a very ancient use, and it is there for the many years. Okay, so now consider the second plant which belongs to the Asclepidaceae family is the Calotropis procera. Okay, see, Calotropis procera is a common plant which we have already studied during the angiospermic plants families, right? So Calotropis procera is the second plant. You should underline as it is a botanical name. And which part of it we are going to use? The leaves part. Okay, the fresh leaves are used to in case of the chest and the abdomen of the epileptic patient. Okay, whatever the epilepsy is there, in treating this particular epilepsy, the young leaves of this particular Calotropis procera plants are bind to their chest and the abdomen. Okay, in case on the chest and on the abdomen, these are particular leaves were there in order to treat the condition called as the epilepsy. And you know, epilepsy, it's an neurological condition. Okay, it is relating with the neuron dysfunction. So this particular neurological problem which is called as the epilepsy, in case of the Calotropis procera plant, we are going to collect its young leaves, and these young leaves are placed on the chest or the abdomen of the patient which is suffering from the epilepsy, and this particular epilepsy can be treated by this by externally by giving the treatment of the leaves which belongs to the Calotropis procera. So again, this is an ethnomedicinal use which dates back more than thousands of years, and this particular Calotropis procera plant hence comes under the ethnomedicinal importance of the Asclepidaceae family. Now consider the third plant which belongs to the Asclepidaceae family and which shows the ethnomedicinal value is called the Ceropegia adorata. Okay, what is the name of the plant? It's called Ceropegia adorata. Carefully write down the botanical name. Okay, Ceropegia odorata. Okay, odorata. You should underline it, right? The tuber portion of it. Okay, the tuber containing plant is this, and this particular Ceropegia plant is very famous for production of this particular tubers. Okay, now the juice is extracted out of these tubers, and this juice is used as a drop. Okay, in case of the eye problems, in treating the various kinds of the eye problems. For example, the opacity problem, like the opacity is there, right? In case of the eyes, this particular opacity problem is very well treated by using these kinds of the juices which is extracted out of the tuber which belongs to the Ceropegia odorata. So here we have the three plants. The very first is the Calotropis gigantea, second Calotropis procera, and third is the Ceropegia odorata, and all of them shows the very peculiar kind of the ethnomedicinal value. Okay, so this will be important from your UPSC mains examination point of view. All right.